Ik denk dat het niet druk wordt. bienvenidos al campo municipal de béisbol y softball en la ciudad de Valencia para el partido número 19 del grupo B de la 17ª Copa Mundial de Softball Femenino de la WBSC entre Países Bajos y China. Es momento de presentar la alineación inicial de los equipos. Este es el orden ataque de Países Bajos. Jugando en sexto con el 2 al 18 y segundo bate con el 2 al 21 jugando de Delfín, Brenda Gilles. Tercer bate jugando de tercera base con el 2 al 15, Inés Osti. Cuarto bate jugando en primera base con el 2 al 5, Maxim Van Dale. Quinto bate, Bibi, 2 al 9, Jessie Van Laas. Sexta bat, con el 2 al 25, jugando de Mayfield, Cindy Van der Sande. Séptima bat, con el 2 al 47, jugando de catcher, Laura Luisi. Con el 2 al 11, segunda base, Suka Mahmoud. Novena bat, con el 2 al 16, jugando de Delfín, Lamisha Charles. Y actriz de hoy, la pitcher, con el 2 al 4, Lisa Cook. El head coach y el resto del equipo y el head coach con el resto de su staff. Es momento de presentar la alineación de China. Jugando de shortstop con el 2 al 10, Yue Xie. Jugando en primera base con el 2 al 8, Jackie Yi. Tercera bat con el 2 al 21, Bibi Jackie Shu. Con el 2 al 55, cuarta bat y catcher del equipo Min Ren. Quinta bat con el 2 al 39, segunda base, Yashin Xie. Sexta bat, Delphi, con el 2 al 25, Siyu Jan. Con el 2 al 15, jugando a tercera base.
A fly ball that the left fielder came in too far and misjudged, and it rolled behind her. Vonk circling the bases on that play for the first run.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Vonk, just missing away with that one.
And she is 7 out of 19 with 6 runs scored. That's the most runs scored. Netherlands as a team has scored 24 runs.
There's one laced into right field. It's going to drop in front of Dong Suchua. Picked up cleanly, and Vonk is aboard with a leadoff single.
I think she hit that ball with a lot of topspin, and Tsushua thought it was going to get to her, and boy, she was lucky that she short hopped that, because if that gets by her, Vonk can run.
Artificial turf here in Valencia, infield and the outfield grass. So if the ball gets by you, it's going to scoot generally all the way to the fence. Brenda Beers will step in from the left side. Brenda injured earlier in the tournament, came back today and reinserted into the lineup. An important part of that offense for the Netherlands.
And she drove in the first run and scored the second of the 2 runs, as there was a check swing on that first pitch.
So the coaching staff telling her, welcome back, Brenda. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were going to see her. You know, she suffered that leg injury, and it looked a lot worse than I guess it must have been, because she was out there patrolling center field this morning.
That one off the plate outside. Looked like she took a little bit off of that one.
Home plate umpire, by the way, Ayaka Sasajima, first base, Naomi Erdahl, Jan Hora at second, and Jana McCaskill at third. That's the 4-person umpire crew.
2 balls, no strikes to Brenda Beers. Off the plate outside. The thing about the Netherlands, Tim, I think they've been in every game. It seems like they've scored first in every game. They can play with any of these teams, showing a lot of that confidence in that big win over Cuba today.
Well, that pitching performance from Ava Vortman was something special to watch, that's for sure.
In for a called strike on that one, so the count at 3-1. China was the dominant team through the week. They were 4-0 at one point, dropped a game yesterday to Cuba. Tough one, and then turned around today and ran into a hot Puerto Rico team. So coming off of a couple losses, we'll see how they respond. Change up down in the dirt, so Vonk will head to second, Beers over to first. And Chai Inon in a little bit of trouble right out of the gate.
Inon has been the opener in all of the games for China. She has thrown a total of 15 in the third innings, 14 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts. Batting average against her is a mere .237. And actually, as you look down the list, batting average gets lower and lower. After Inon, the next pitcher usually Wei Yu Chen. She's allowed a .233 batting average, in Wang Lan a 129 batting average. So
lights out for the closer. It's been the formula used, though, as you say, Tim, all week long for China. Generally 1 time through, or 3, maybe 4 innings for Chai Yinan. Then to the reliever, and then to the closer if needed.
Danette Oosting 4 out of 14.
Shows bunt, gets it down, picked up at first and thrown back to the second base person covering. That's Lee Jiaxi picking up the ball and tossing to Shi Jiaxin for the out, moving up 60 feet. Vonk to third and Beers over to second.
A textbook bunt situation. Netherlands, they're so fundamentally sound, and Oosting, even though she's got home run power, sacrificing to put 2 runners in scoring position for Maxime van Dalen, 5 out of 16 in the tournament.
Van Dalen among the big run producers for the Netherlands, so a golden opportunity to pick up a couple early.
Inan has been living steadily on that outside corner. She tried that 3 times to Beers and got a check swing 3 times in a row and missed all 3 times before eventually walking Beers.
Corner infielders in. Full swing by Maxime. Fouled straight back to the screen.
Netherlands have as a team, they have 2 home runs. One was by Oosting, the other one is by Maxime van Dalen.
So we're at the power portion of this Netherlands lineup.
Maxime has 5 runs batted in. That's tied with Laura Vissink for best on the team.
0-2 pitch. Just in for a called strike. 0-1 pitch, I guess, our scoreboard catching up.
I thought the first pitch had been called a strike also, and indeed that is strike 3.
That was.
You can
Van
see
Dalen looking
checking.
a little bit surprised heading back to the dugout, but second out recorded. First strikeout of the game for Chai Inan, and it'll be up to Jessie Van Olst, the DP for the Netherlands.
Van Alst 4 out of 14 with 1 run batted in. She's scored 4 times though, a double and a triple on her ledger against Xia Yinan.
Yes.
1-0 pitch to Van Alst. Into right field, it's going to fall in. Coming around to score is Vonk. Right behind her is Brenda Beers. Coming all the way around to third and maybe further. Oh, and she puts the brakes on. Third base coach going all the way down towards home plate to put up the stop sign, saying hold everything. And she manages to stay at third. Big smile on her face.
Well, 2 runs for the Netherlands. Watch this. Ren Min was standing in the path of the base runner. Almost got bowled over. And 2 runs coming home for the Netherlands. They strike first on the hit by Van Alst,
as has been the case throughout the week. So it's Van Alst over at third. And Cindy van der Zanden will step in for the Netherlands.
So we'll call that a triple, I guess?
In my book it is. She hit it in the right place and got those 3 bases almost an inside the Parker. In for a call strike on the outside part of the plate up around the letters. So a boisterous Netherlands crowd out in center and right center with the big Holland banner with the crown, orange shirts throughout. It's been a happy bunch of late. Little change up, misses inside. Good location, good idea. Trying to change the eye angle. The last one out, that one in.
Van der Zanden with 4 hits and 18 at bats, including a double. She does have 3 runs batted in. Another runner at third.
Grounded foul. That one got a piece of our catcher, Ren Min.
So that looked like it came and hit her on the elbow and the thigh. Maybe just above the knee.
There you see it. Just a direct hit. So a little bit of the cold spray being applied. Looks like the thigh is where she took that one, just above the shin guard. So much for the shin guards.
Yeah. There's only so much protection you can wear, and there's always some place that's going to be vulnerable to a foul tip. We saw Laura Vissink take a number of those off of her left hand in the very first inning of the first game today. And that's the life of a catcher. That is an extreme spray treatment being applied to Ren Min's thigh. She's clearly in pain.
If that's cold, I'd like to have that sent up here to the booth, Tim.
Yeah, it's been warm here, to make the understatement of the year.
So Xia Yinan trying to get out of trouble here, already 2 in for the Netherlands. And Jessie Van Alst just 60 feet away from another. 1-2 pitch. That one's hit foul right at Jessie Van Alst.
You got to look out for the coaches that are hanging out down that side.
Jessie Van Alst, a big smile on her face, saying, careful now.
Yeah, she almost took out her own head coach, Ferenc Jongian, down there.
So the count at 1-2, advantage Xia Yinan. Defense for China straight away. A little shallow in right field. Swing and a miss, foul tip, just a piece of it. Ren Min trying to hang on, but couldn't. One-two now. Way outside.
Boy, it would be a big out if Yinan can get through this. Remember, Van Alst is at third base, and with 2 outs, an extra run for Netherlands could be huge.
Laura Vissink will be next. If Van der Zanden can extend it. Foul tip over on the screen on the left side. You
hear the Dutch fans chanting. They got their trumpet.
I think that music is being piped into the booth, Tim. We can hear it up here. They're down below us directly.
Netherlands wearing their blue unis for this game. They were in the classic ones earlier. That ball roped foul.
Another hard one over on the left side, rattles around the third base dugout.
Well, China made some uncharacteristic mistakes in the game earlier against Puerto Rico. The error really hurt them in the first inning. And now a big hit from Jessie van Alst has given Netherlands the lead.
2-2. Little pop-up took a little bit off that one out in front. Camping under it at second base is Jia Sheen for the final out. So for the Netherlands, they score a pair on 2 hits. The big one, the triple by Jessie van Alst. We'll head to the home half of the first inning and be back with more. You're watching Game 19, the final game on the final day at the Women's Softball World Cup in Valencia, Spain.
Primera base, Maxim Van Dalen. Catcher, Laura Wisi. Y la lanzadora del partido para Países Bajos con el dorsal 4, Lisa Hope.
Home half of the first coming up for China. Let's set the Netherlands for you defensively. It'll be Danette Oosting over at third, Captain Britt Vonk out at shortstop, Suka van Gerp at second, and Maxime Van Dalen at first. In the outfield, left to right, Demisha Charles in left, Brenda Beers in center, and Cindy van der Zanden over in right. Laura Vissink still doing the catching back there, and Lisa Hopp will be the starter, the lefty for the Netherlands.
Looks like they've made a switch, and it's going to be Jessie van Alst.
Okay, we got a lineup card.
Yeah, that's not what we had.
Lisa Hopp. So Jessie van Alst, she appeared on the DP flex, so I guess that's all they're doing there. Lefty Jessie van Alst.
Oh, so she triples in 2 runs and then gets to go to the mound.
She says, "We've got the lead. I want the win."
Van Alst only 3 1/3 innings pitched in this tournament. That was in the opener against, trying to remember who that was against. It was against, I believe, Puerto Rico.
Interesting choice. What do you make of that, Tim? Someone without a whole lot of innings in a game of this magnitude.
Well, it's an all left-handed lineup for China. There's that.
Different look. That certainly was the case with Cuba. Cuba having a terrible time against Voortman in the earlier game. Lefties on lefty.
Van Alst in her 3 1/3 innings pitched gave up 7 hits and 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts.
Batting over for China, it's Xia Yua at the plate right now, the shortstop. She'll be followed by Li Jiaxi and Shu Jia, the DP in the third spot. Ren Min will bat cleanup, seemingly as always. Batting fifth, Jia Xin, the second base person. In the sixth spot, Yon Siu, left fielder. Wang Bei, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Dong Shua batting eighth, and He Shua Yan in the 9 spot, center fielder for China.
By the way, Jessie van Alst pitched against Cuba. That's who she pitched against.
A lot of left-handers in the Cuba lineup, a lot of left-handers in the China lineup. So appears to be tactical.
Well, this is a deep pitching staff for the Netherlands. It might be that they're going to piece this together the same way China does.
Change up and a beauty way out in front is Xia Yua.
They certainly have Lisa Hopp still in the lineup card, and maybe Jessie van Alst is going to pitch one inning, and then Lisa Hopp will pitch some more, or maybe they'll go back and forth. Or they also have Marjolein Merckx and Lindsay Meadows. And who knows, we may see Eva Wortman too.
A wealth of pitching for the Netherlands. Change up again, swing and a miss, way out in front of it. Great pitch from Jessie Van Olst.
It might also be because of that changeup. Shia Yua struggled against the changeup of Alicia Ocasio in the previous game, and right there swinging over the top of that for a leadoff strikeout. And this is a Chinese team. They are very adept at hitting high-speed pitching, and sometimes it's good to change your approach against them.
That one drops in just over the top of the strike zone, taken for a ball.
Shia Yua had been 3 out of 18 before that strikeout. Li Jiaxi is 5 out of 17.
Ball high. The depth of the Netherlands is the kind of thing that pays a dividend when you get down to this point in the tournament. Yilian Torres, a good example for Cuba, through nearly all of their games. I think 30 some odd innings in the 5 starts. At some point, it starts to take a toll. And the Netherlands, very, very deep in the pitching department, have the luxury of being able to throw anyone or everyone out. All hands on deck. There is no tomorrow for this game. Little slow roller down to third. Annette Oosting picks it up and throws over to Maxine Van Dalen for the second out.
Yeah, weak contact, a little squibber off the end of the bat. Oosting playing up and quickly gets it across to Maxime Van Dalen. And so far, the way that Van Alst has been delivering, it's sort of been like slow, slower, and slowest.
Here's Xu Jia, the designated player for China. There's a good hard one to offset that changeup. So showing lots of changeups early. Hard for the hitters to dial in and time the pitches coming in.
It's all about disrupting the timing.
There's another changeup and a beauty.
But that looks like, it looks like she sort of rolls it from underneath, coming out of the hand like a frisbee that's vertical to the ground.
If I could only throw my frisbee like that, huh? Off the plate outside, a little bit harder. And it's not even like hard and slow. It's like slow, slow, and slower. And then here comes a hard one.
Yeah.
Very variation among all of the pitches.
You lull them to sleep and then zoom one in on the hands.
There's the changeup on the outside part of the plate. So China's not figured it out yet. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 2 in the game, 3 up and down for China in the first inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We'll head to the top half of the second inning. The Netherlands on top by a 2-0 score. We'll be back with more of the 17th Women's Softball World Cup from beautiful Valencia, Spain. The Netherlands on top in this one, 2-0. They'll send up in the second. 7, 8, 9. That's Laura Vissink, Suke van Gerp, and Demisha Charles. If any of them can reach, it'll be back to the top of the order to Britt Vonk. This is game 19, a ticket to next year's finals in Italy to be played in July of 2024. Puerto Rico already punched theirs. One of these 2 teams will join them.
Vissink 4 out of 16 with 5 runs batted in. She had one of her big hits against China.
That one's in for a called strike.
At this point, there are no secrets between these 2 teams. Everybody knows what China's formula is. It's Xia Yinan for 3, Wei Yu Chen for 2, Wang Lan for 2, and hope that they have the lead at the time.
And over the course of the week, if you can score early against China, I think gives you a better chance to hang with them. But Wang Lan, the closer, has just been lights out. So most teams hoping they can put something on the board before she comes around.
Yeah, Netherlands have successfully done that so far with 2 quick runs in the first.
Hard swing, took a little bit off of that one. Just a little bit out in front.
Vissink is the tallest player on the Netherlands team.
I would venture to say maybe tallest in the tournament too.
Yeah, could be.
Don't realize how tall some of them are until you're down on the field level.
With those long arms, she gets a lot of leverage, yanking the bat through the zone. A lot of power there.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Out in front on the changeup, another good pitch by Chai Inan.
Good job.
Returning the favor, Jesse Van Olsen, all those changeups. Trying to keep these hitters, especially the power hitters like Vissink, off balance. One-two again. In for a call, strike 3, and Vissink does not argue it. Right down the heart of Main Street with that one. So a couple of good changeups, maybe looking for another one. You see her there just a little hesitant. Frozen with the good pitch from Chai Inan. That'll bring up Suka van Gerp.
Van Gerp 1 out of 14. She's been stifled at the plate.
Hard grounder up the middle, ranging over to her left, and not in time. Xia Yua going over behind the second base bag to flag that one down. And by that time, Van Gerp over at first safely. Let's watch the replay.
Well, that's got to feel good. That's going to be a base hit for Suka, as she just barely beat that. Xia Yua showing excellent range all tournament long, especially moving to her left. But she wasn't able to get a lot on that throw. And Van Gerp was able to beat it.
So to the 9 spot we go. That's Demisha Charles. Charles playing left field for the Netherlands today. Way back in that batter's box. Doing a little bit of housekeeping up there now. Moving the dirt around to her liking. Then steps on the very back part of that box. Open stance. Stepping towards the pitcher as the pitch comes. Upstairs for a ball.
Well, these rallies in these tight ball games, they sneak up on you. And you think, okay, 1 out base runner, no big deal. But now 2-0 on Charles, and Chai Inan has to be careful because you have Britt Vonk on deck and things can go downhill very quickly.
Little slow roller to third. Coming up as Wong Bang throws across just in time to get the runner, Demisha Charles, moving over to second is Suka van Gerp.
Nicely played by Wong Bei. She's been absolutely solid at third base, making all the plays, everything routine, and even the more difficult ones.
So it'll be up to Britt Vonk. Vonk back to the leadoff spot we are. Looking on from second, Suka van Gerp. Ball off the plate downstairs. Key spot for China. They want to hold Netherlands already with a 2-0 lead here in the early going.
So runner at second, and Vonk aggressively going after that one. That was Vonk who started things in the first inning with that single. And she's been instrumental in everything good that's happened for the Netherlands this week.
1-1 pitch to Vonk. In for a call strike on the outside part of the plate. One-two pitch off the plate outside in the dirt. Little change from Chai Inan. Vonk choked up a little bit on the bat. Looking to make some contact.
Well, you know that Van Gerp on second base with 2 down. She's going to be off on the crack of the bat. Anything to the outfield, she'll likely try to score.
That one's a little slow one back to the pitcher. Drops it, picks it up, and throws in time. So Chai-Nan recovers it and gets the third out for the Netherlands in the second. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll head to the home half of the second to be back with more action in this final game 19. The winner heading to the finals next year in Italy.
Turno para la Churchill por el dorsal 55 en cuarta alba, Min Ren.
Home half of the second inning for China. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. That's Ren Min, Shi Jia-Shin, and Yan Siu.
Lefty against all lefties. And Jesse van Alst against Ren Min, who is 4 out of 13. Of course, Netherlands saw what Ren Min is capable of.
That one's in on the outside part of the plate, just spinning across the outside edge. If you joined us late, the Netherlands scoring 2 in the first. Vonk and Beers reaching, and Jesse van Alst with a big triple to drive both of them home. That's where we are right now. Swing and a miss, no doubt about what Ren Min had in mind for that one.
That pitch was set up by the first off speed that sort of floated in, and then that was a good rise, and it was definitely on the way up when it got past Min's bat.
Min, the power hitter on this China team, the big hitch step. Looks at a little change-up off the outside part.
Slow, fast, slow. That's been the sequence of this at-bat.
A ball and 2 strikes, so advantage Van Alst. There's sort of an in-between speed, not the slow change-up.
That
floats
was
in
left
a little,
up, though.
Floats in a little bit high, so it's 2-2.
Dangerous location to a powerful hitter.
Min already with a home run in the tournament. There's a hard shot right at Van Alst. Fields it nicely and makes the throw over to first for the first out. Here you see the replay. Just gets the glove up.
Well, the ball really springs towards you on this turf, and Van Alst was ready for that one.
Van Alst among a number of the players for the Netherlands that pitches and plays other positions, so I think sometimes that always helps if they're position players to boot. There's a hard grounder down the right field line. That's going to go all the way down in the corner. Coming around first and to second, on her way to third is Shi Jia-Shin with a triple.
And that was almost the same type of hit, except instead of hitting it right back to the circle, she pulled it, and it bounced past the outstretched glove of Van Dalen and went down the right field line, where Jia-Shin could go off to the races.
So Shi Jia-Shin over at third on the triple with 1 out. That'll bring up Yan Siu.
There's a big run for China out there. Less than 2 out.
Swings late on that one, little extra zip. So Van Alst ahead 0-1.
CU in the tournament, 3 hits in 13 at-bats. They're all singles. She scored a run, driven in 2. This is a big spot. You know she's going to try to get a ground ball or something to allow that run to come home from third.
Infield is in for the Netherlands. Swings late, gets just a piece of it.
Yeah, she's just trying to flick that bat head out there and poke one over the head of Britt Vonk, the shortstop.
It's what you were saying earlier, Tim, about slowing the bats down when the changeup is being thrown so often. A little different approach. They did it with success. Changeup again, off speed outside. So the count runs to 1-2. Infield for the Netherlands still in, not just the corners, but middle infielders as well, trying to cut off the run. Little piece of that. Ball's almost in the catcher's glove when she swung at that one.
You're waiting and waiting and waiting for that high, hard one in and inside, and it's over. Everything's been away from Yan Siyu. She's just trying to put the ball in play. Van Alst would love to get a high strikeout, maybe go up the ladder here.
Siyu crowding the plate, swings and misses at that one. Vissink will throw down to first, and Maxine Von Dahlen will walk that one back in, make sure that Jiaxin stays put at third base.
That's a big strikeout, and she actually went with a drop down and away, and it dropped down out of the strike zone, and the runner now still at third base with 2 outs. It'll be up to Wang Bei.
Credit Vissink behind the plate for making sure that one stayed in front, gets the out with the throw to first. So 3 strikeouts in the game. Wang Bei will be the hitter.
4 out of 12 is Wang Bei.
Just missing outside. Little hard one there from Van Alst.
Yeah, she doesn't throw a lot of fastballs, I don't think, based on what I've seen this inning. She's been throwing mostly slurves and curves and whatever else you want to call it, like that pitch right there. That's a beauty.
Out in front. Somebody call a chiropractor on that one. Infield for the Netherlands back at normal depth now with 2 out. Jiaxin still at third. China would love to get her home. Hard one's in on the outside part of the plate.
And she's thrown that hard one just good enough, just enough times to throw off the timing of Wang Bei.
1-2 pitch to Bei. Changeup, tries to hold up, hits it out to Suka von Gerp. She flips over to Von Dahlen for the outside, retired. So Jessie Van Alst doing a great job of stranding that runner after the 1-out triple. For China in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. To the top of the third we go, still 2-0 Netherlands in game 19. Top half of the third inning for the Netherlands. We're at the 2-3-4 spot. That's Beers, Oosting, and Von Dahlen. Chai Inan, the starter, still in the circle for China. Second time through the order.
This will probably be the last inning of work for Chai Inan, if the past performance is any indication.
History is the indication. That one gets through. Chai Inan. Nice defensive play at second by Jiaxin. Going way over to her right and then back across for the throw.
That ball hit sharply by Brenda Beers. It went through the legs of Inan. I think she got the glove on it, trickling to Jiaxin, who hurries it over to first, and they get the out.
Usually when the ball, when somebody hits the ball like that and slows it down, that gives advantage to the runner. But sort of through the wickets on Chai Yinan.
Looks like maybe she lost a lace on her glove.
So the first out of the third inning recorded. That'll bring up Danette Oosting for the Netherlands. She sacrificed in her first trip to the plate. That set up the 2 runs to score.
Yeah, the big swing, Jessie van Alst. 2-run triple.
There's a hard smash into the left field corner. Coming around with a big turn and a single. With 1 out is Danette Oosting. First pitch swing and just turned on that one. Here you see the replay.
That's a hot smash. You know, Wang Bei has caught everything, and she would have caught that one had it been a few inches lower as well. Wang Bei has been a vacuum cleaner at third, but that's one of the rare ones that got by her, and Oosting had to hit it extremely hard to do so.
Here's Maxime Van Dalen. She was a strikeout victim first time up. First pitch swing, and she hits it down the right field line. Coming around second is Oosting. She'll get to third. Van Dalen to first with a single down the line.
Aggressive swing by Maxime Van Dalen. She might have gotten that pitch off the end of the bat, but still lined it to the right of the first basewoman, Li Jiaxi. You could see nothing she could do. She was playing off the line on that one, and Van Dalen pulling that right down it.
And that may be an early exit for Chai Yinan, and looks like they're going to change their format. Tim?
Yeah, it looks. This is the high leverage situation, right? They do not have the luxury of playing around. They're going to go straight to their best reliever. That's Wang Lan. And so, for the first time this week, Tang Chengdong has had to change his plans. Things had been going according to plan all week until today, when China lost earlier to Puerto Rico. And now Wang Lan going to try to come in right here, because this is a big spot. You do not want to be down 4 runs.
Yeah, I think, as you say, Tim, sometimes you can't wait till those late innings. You've got to get outs, and Wang Lan has been the pitcher that they've relied on to do just that. Very much a strikeout pitcher. Came into the last game as a third pitcher against Puerto Rico, and it was strikeout to get out of an inning. So perhaps looking for the same formula here, down 2-0.
And Wang Lan so far in this tournament, including earlier today, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, but most importantly, no walks. And she came into the game against Puerto Rico earlier in the 5th inning. It was a jam. Puerto Rico had scored a run to take a 2-1 lead. They had runners on second and third and nobody out. And all she did was strike out the side on 6 pitches. So this is the time to use your best. It's Jessie van Alst who had the swing to give Netherlands 2 runs.
So Van Alst already with 2 RBI in the game, gets a chance to pick up another here. Infield for China, way in, looking to cut off the run. Anything hard is going to get through the infield, but China really doesn't have a choice. They've got to stem the tide right now, down 2-0, even though we're still early in the 3rd inning. Hard one on the outside edge. Great location by Lan.
That looked like a little backdoor slider. It had some action moving. It started outside of the strike zone and then came and nipped the outside edge of the corner.
Another one away. That's in on the outside edge for a strike. So taking note of the first at-bat Jessie van Alst had when she turned on that pitch, got one in, trying to pitch her away and make her do something different here. 1-2 advantage, Wang Lan. Just missing with that one. A little higher, but still on the outside part of the plate. So it's been away from Jessie van Alst.
Yeah, those 2 strikes were both backdoor sliders, and then that last one was a rise ball.
Bay moving over at third to protect the line. That's a one hopper to second. Flips underhanded and tagging out the runner.
I think that Maxime Van Dalen forgot how many outs there were.
Van Dalen was the runner at first. A little confusion over there, I think, on their part, but it was picked up cleanly. The tag.
Yeah, the throw went to first. That erased the batter. And watch this. Maybe she thought that it reached second base on the fly. She didn't see that it was a short hop. It very well could be that, because even on that replay, it looks like a little bloop line drive, but the ball hit the ground first.
But a big double play for China as they escape further damage, so the reliever coming in is successful. We'll head to the home half of the third and be back with more. Game 19, ticket to the finals at stake. So China escapes after the Netherlands put 2 aboard with 1 out. They make a pitching change, and it brings home a double play, keeps the game right at 2-0 Netherlands. For China in the third, they'll send up 8-9-1. That's Tzu Chua, He Xiao Yan, and then back to the top of the order with Xia Yua.
Kind of a strange play to end that last half inning. It was a ground ball. Pretty sure that ball hit the ground and reached second base all the way on the fly, but Van Dalen didn't see it hit the ground. She went back to first as if it had been caught on the fly.
Sometimes you're running, I think you don't pick up the ball coming off the bat, and it looks like that's what happened. China catches a big break in any event. They'll try and get some runners aboard here, 8-9. Set the table for the top of the order. Danette Oosting way in at third, almost even with Van Alst. High one bounces off to the screen.
Dong Tsushuan is 4 for 11. She has a triple, a run batted in, and 3 runs scored in this week's play.
Earlier in the week, it was the top of the order that didn't seem to be hitting, and it was the 7, 8, 9 hitters generating some of the offense. But regardless of the outcome, skipper for China not changing that lineup. They have a set approach, and they followed it successfully all week.
That was a nice pitch dropping in for a strike from Jessie Van Alst.
2-1 pitch is in for a call. Strike 2-2. That one on the outside part.
Looked like Sichuan was looking for something else on that.
Van Alst's 2-2 pitch. Bounces that one in the dirt. Swing and a miss on the changeup. That one just floating in. Sometimes I think those pitches more satisfying than throwing the ball by someone. A big smile on Van Alst's face, enjoying the moment. So down on strikes goes Dong Shua. And to the 9 spot we go, He Xiaoyan.
That's the 3rd strikeout for Van Dalen. I think all of them are on that changeup. He Xiaoyan is 5 out of 13. She scored 4 runs. She's one of 3 players on China that has scored 4 runs. She's also driven in 4.
Starts to show bunt, pulls back, but it's in for a called strike. So they kind of even at 1-1.
Nice pitch at the knees there on the inside corner from Jessie van Alst.
Change up is in for a strike. You know, Danette Oosting playing up close in this game. She did the same thing against Cuba, and against the left-handers really takes away part of that short game.
We saw a number of nice plays by Kathy Garcia of Puerto Rico taking away that bunt.
Strike 3 called, freezes Ke Xiaoyan, so 2 strikeouts in a row. That's 5 in the game for Van Alst through 9 hitters. Back to the top of the order we go to Xia Yua.
That was beautiful pitch sequencing from Jessie van Alst. She threw all that slow stuff, and then you could see on that replay that He Xiaoyan didn't even finish with her weight transfer. The ball was already in the glove of Laura Vissink.
A little bit low with that one. Xia Yua, a strikeout victim, the first starting off this game against Van Alst. Change up again, swing and a miss. You don't think of the change-up specialists being strikeout pitchers, but 5 through the first 9 batters for Van Alst.
And, you know, the change-ups that we've seen this week, you just got to think, you know, the pitcher is not that far away, and so that differential needs to be even greater to get that type of a result. The speed between a fastball and a change, as Van Alst was taking a moment to get ready there before stepping back into the circle. But we've seen some good ones, and Van Alst has hers working right now.
1-1 pitch. That one's laced to center field. Clean single. Fielded by Brenda Beers and flipped back in.
Xia Yua finally got one that was in the middle. That was middle. And Yua, who had struck out and then in the previous game also struggled with the off-speed stuff of Ocasio, she squares that one up.
So second hit of the game for China. With 2 outs, it'll bring up Li Jiaxi. Down in the dirt, nice backhanded pick by Laura Vissink. Keep the runner at first base. The only other hit, the triple last inning by Shi Jiaxin. Stranded at third after reaching with only 1 out. Just off the plate outside.
Now China, they are an excellent base running team, but they are not, at least as far as this week's play is concerned, they are not a base stealing team. They are 4 out of 5 attempts, but Yua is not one of those.
Just downstairs, good hard one from Van Alst.
That pitch riding inside, and you could see it missed the plate. I think Li Jiaxi has a green light here.
3-0 pitch from Jessie Van Alst. In for a called strike.
And she threw the change on 3-0.
That is confidence in your pitch. Misses with that one, so the uncharacteristic walk, that'll send Xia Yua down to second base. A little 2-out rally perhaps for China. It'll be Shu Jia, the DP, to step in. She struck out her first time up.
And Laura Vissink and Danette Oosting, excuse me, that's Oosting and Vonk in there to have a quick chat with Jessie Van Alst. There are 2 outs, but you know, like I said, these rallies creep up on you. You think, okay, you just need to get 1 more out, but this is a big out. You have Shu Jia, the number 3 hitter.
Or you get the first 2 batters and tendency is ease up just a little bit, just thinking about the next out. Next thing you know, there's a couple on board. And the 3 hitter for China at the plate.
Well, she has 2 strikeouts in this inning, but then the single and the walk. And in a bit of a jam here.
Grounded foul up on the left side.
Little kick save by Xia Yua out at second base. She picked up the ball and then flipped it to Britt Vonk.
So Li Jiaxi over at first base, representing the potential tying run. Shuajia at the plate would be the go-ahead run. They'll settle for something here. Late on that one, hard pitch from Van Alts.
And then that was again that strategy of just trying to put the bat, like place the bat in the strike zone. It's almost like they're just trying to let the pitch hit the bat rather than attacking the pitch. Once there's 2 strikes, especially if there's runners on, just try to poke it somewhere. Try not to strike out.
Grounder back to Van Alst. She'll run it over and underhand it to Maxine Van Dalen. Van Dalen putting up a fist saying, way to go, teammate. So Van Alst gets out of trouble in the third. Still 2-0 Netherlands. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching GameTime.Sports, the 17th Women's Softball World Cup from Valencia, Spain. Top half of the fourth inning for the Netherlands. They're leading 2-0. Van der Zanden, Vissink, and Van Gerp. Van der Zanden popped to second base, her first trip to the plate. That was against the starter, Heon. Drops the bat down. It looks like it hit her, but still in the box, I believe. Time called, foul ball is the call from the plate umpire.
She tried that last game, and that's when she popped up and hit that foul pop that Yanis Casanova nearly rolled over on her wrist. It's that one-handed bunt. She drops her left hand off the bat and then sort of drags the bat behind her body.
Does like it that. Again, same result, that bounced up, and that time hit her out of the box. She's out, says our plate umpire. We'll see the replay, but I think she's got it right.
Yeah, that ball definitely hit her. And she was trying to get that extra step.
Yeah, she's already past the chalk line when that bounces up to get her.
So that goes as a put out to the catcher, am I correct?
To you, that's what I have in my book. And it'll bring up Laura Vissink.
Well, they're going to talk about this. They're going to converge. That's Ayaka Sasajimi, Yana McCaskill, Jan Hora, and Naomi Erdahl. Sasajimi calling it right away, saying that the ball hit Cindy van der Zanden when she was already out of the box. And obviously, if that's the case, then it's true. They're just going to get the agreement. Jan Hora says, I think that he said he saw the same thing. Sasajima is explaining this to Ferenc Jongian.
Yeah, I think home plate umpire, let's watch it again, the replay, but watch her foot. You can see she's already heading to first past that chalk line.
I mean, also, it looked like the center of her body was leaning forward, and, you know, there's the space above the batter's box.
I guess the problem with that technique is you're often running on the bunt, so it already almost always looks like you're out of the box when you make the contact. But home plate umpire, she said, I saw the call. She was out of the box, and I think that's going to be the end of it.
And now the Chinese coach, that's Feng Fei and Tang Chengdong, speaking with Ayaka Sasajimi and Naomi Erdahl.
Van der Zanden hanging around at home plate with a bat, so maybe hoping to have the call go the other way.
Maybe it's going to, I mean, if she's in the box, then it's a foul ball. So what did Sasajima say right there? She didn't call foul as of yet.
Some great camera work by the folks at GameTime.Sport.
I guess it's going to be a foul ball.
She was actually stepping, I guess, in between the two chalk lines, one on the left side, one on the right side. Maybe that's the call.
It's about as borderline as it gets, so the count 0-2. Let's see if she tries that again.
Foul tip on a full swing. So I'm assuming one of the base umpires picked it up or saw it differently then. And
well, you know, you have 4 people that can see it from 4 different angles.
Or 6 if you include us, and it looks like we got it wrong, so what do we know?
We should not be included in that, that's for sure.
A tough call either way. With the count 0-2 on Cindy van der Zanden. Grounder foul, so we'll do it again.
Well, van der Zanden twice trying that one-handed bunt. The first one, she nearly got hit in the hand. Second one, she hit it off the ground, nearly got called out by being out of the box.
Popped up in the infield, coming over in foul territory is Wong Bei, and the out recorded.
And in the end, it doesn't matter anyway. Pitch coming up and in from Wong Lan, and van der Zanden gets underneath it. And Wong Bei is as good as automatic at third base, or at least she has been so far.
Here's Laura Vissink. Vissink, strikeout victim, looking the first time, but that was against the starter. First time looking at Wong Lan. First pitch swinging is Vissink. Fouls it away on the right side.
She had a good cut at that. That was looked like a rise ball, but it wasn't too high. It was about belt high, and we talked about Vissink with that long uncoiling of the bat. She had a pretty good rip.
Comes inside and down with a hard one, just missing.
That's an excellent spot from Wong Lan. You just saw Vissink extend her arms and reach for a pitch that was out over the plate, and then she tries to come under the hands and hit that corner.
Off the plate outside, away. So away, in, and back to away.
Now the last one looked like it had some side-to-side movement, and Vissink did not chase.
2-1. Missing downstairs and in. So out, in, and the count 3-1.
That's a pitch that might be a strike for somebody who does not have the same stature as Laura Vissink. She's basically the Aaron Judge of this team compared to the rest of her teammates with her height.
Hard one down the left field line. That's going to go foul.
Well, that was a rocket, and that's the type of power that she has.
Caromed back onto the field after it hit the fence down there. Vissink taking a deep breath. She'll step back in. The count now full, 3-2. Swing and a miss on a drop away. She chased it. Good movement. The bottom falls out. Watch on the replay. Not much chance to get to that one.
Yeah, that pitch starting belt high and then ending up maybe around the knees. And only thing that Vissink could do with that is pound it into the ground if she even made contact at all, which she was unable to.
First strikeout for Lan comes with another hard one on the inside part. This is Suka von Gerp. Von Gerp with an infield single last time. Foul tip straight back to the screen. Had a good hack at that one.
Now those 2 first inning runs. Again, another game in which Netherlands scores first. And a lot of these games this week, there's been an opening scoring. And then you get the feeling, all right, they're going to have a big inning. And then it gets shut down, and then the pitchers get into a groove, and here we are, 3+ innings later, and it's still 2-0.
1-2 is the count on Von Gerp. Back into the batter's box. Lays off the high one, 2-2.
That's such a tough pitch to lay off, especially when you're already in the hole. And Wang Lan, very imposing figure from the circle.
Von Gerp up on that front toe. Hard grounder down to first, then bounces over to second. They won't have a play. Just went the other way with it, didn't get all of it, but you'll see on the replay, just in the wrong spot, off the glove. At first, over to second, no throw.
Yeah, just off the glove of Li Jiaxi. That ball deflecting towards second basewoman Shi Jiaxin. And Suka Von Gerp has her second base hit.
Second infield single to boot. 2 outs. It'll be up to Demisha Charles. Hard one down the line, but it's foul.
Well, that one was charged up. Demisha Charles, only 2 hits in 15 at-bats, but she really squared that one up. And Suka Von Gerp had been 1 for 14. Now she's 2 for 2, so that's got to feel good. Doesn't matter that they're infield singles. They all look like line drives in the box score.
So the bottom end of the Netherlands lineup getting in some good swings here. 0-1 to Charles. Looks like a little change curve of sorts off the plate for a ball. Hard swing right back to the screen. So to this point, just 1 strikeout so far. She's only faced 4 batters, but we're used to seeing her in a bit more command. Charles having some good swings at the plate. Behind now, though, 1-2. Hard grounder foul.
Second time through the lineup against China for Netherlands. Of course, Shai Yinan handled most of the first time. Well, the first time and most of the second time as well.
Under that one, a little rise ball. She got just a piece of it. So Demisha Charles having a pretty good at-bat up there. Wondering when we might see the change, perhaps, but
I think these two teams, they pretty much have seen everything they possibly could of each other. The scouting report has been filed. Everybody knows what's going on. And now it's just about doing battle.
Good hard drop ball, just missing with that one. Bottom fell out.
That was a good take by Charles. That pitch sweeping down and away. A lot of times that will induce a swing, but Demisha did not go for it there.
Hard one down the left field line. It's going to drop in for a hit. Station to station. Von Gerp stays at second. So 8 and 9 reaching after the first 2 batters retired. It'll give Britt Vonk a chance to drive in a run. Here you see the replay.
Absolutely solid contact from Demisha Charles. Nothing that Lian Si-yu could do in left field. And a good at bat. She fouled off a number of pitches, took that hard slider down and away, and got one up over the middle and whacked it.
Vonk showing bunt. It's in for a called strike. Vonk 1 for 2. Both of those at-bats against the starter, Chai Yinan. Her first look at Wang Lan. Vonk singled to start the game to right field. Came around to score the first of 2 runs in that first inning. Foul tip. Vonk a little bit late with that last swing, but just looking to make some contact perhaps. It's Von Gerp at second. Demisha Charles over at first, 2 out. Little nubber up along first, foul.
In that previous meetup between China and Netherlands, Britt Vonk had 2 at-bats against Wang Lan. She singled and then struck out. So this is her 3rd time facing her this week.
Looks at the ball off the plate outside. So the count runs to 1-2. Vonk up an inch or so on the bat. Just looking to put it in play here. Foul tip.
Well, the Dutch hitters are doing a good job of fighting off those tough pitches. That's the same approach that China takes when they're batting. Vonk fouling off a number of pitches. We saw Charles do the same thing before she finally singled. Wang Lan is having to work hard to get through this inning.
Laced down to first base, knocked down, picked up. She'll step on the bag, and the side retired. Good defensive play at first by Lee Joshi. For the Netherlands in the inning, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 runners left on base. To the home half of the 4th we go. Still 2-0 Netherlands in this winner punches a ticket game here in Valencia, Spain. Home half of the 4th inning for China. Jessie Van Alst still in the circle. She was the starter for the Netherlands, pitching very well to this point. Set down the order. The first 3 hitters gave up a single hit in the 2nd inning. That triple and stranded her at 3rd base. 2 runners reaching last inning, but she managed to pitch out of that. And that takes us to the 4th. We're at the 4, 5, and 6 spots. It'll be Ren Min to start things off. Min grounded out to the pitcher first time up. She'll be followed by Shi Jiaxin and Yan Siyu. Little floater off the outside part of the plate, taken for a ball.
Yeah, China kicking themselves after stranding Shi Jiaxin at 2nd base at 3rd base in the 2nd inning.
Grounder out to 2nd. Back to the bag goes Maxime Van Dalen for the 4-3 put out.
Yeah, that was a good play by Maxime Van Dalen. First she went for the ball, then it got by her, and then she alertly went back to cover. Suka van Gerp ranging to her left to make that play.
Can be a tough play. It's in between the 2, and they've got to make a quick decision who's going to take it, and somebody covering the bag. Nicely done by the Netherlands. Here's Shi Jiaxin, the aforementioned triple. She was stranded at 3rd in that 2nd inning. Waves at a changeup. Out of the strike zone.
4 strikeouts so far for Jessie Van Alst. She's only allowed the 2 hits.
And
she's walked
one.
Yep. Read my mind.
Read your book.
Oh, don't read the book. It's impossible to read.
Swing and a miss on another changeup. The book on broadcasting, Tim Collins.
Yeah. My scorebook.
0-2 is the count.
Van Alst trying to write the book on how to throw junk up there and get swings and misses.
A little bit off the plate outside. It was a change, just missing outside. Not a bad location. 0-2. See if they'll go fishing. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Chapter 2 or 3 in that book.
It's just the same sentence over and over and over again. Paint the corners, paint the corners, paint the corners. And look at the reaction from Shi Jiaxin. It's a very helpless feeling when you're at the plate and you know that pitch is coming and there's nothing you can do.
Can't stop the swing. You're back on your heels. Nothing good's going to become of it. Here's Jan Siu. Siu, another one of those strikeout victims. So 5 on the day for Jesse Van Alst.
This is the 6th spot in the order. Second time through against Jesse Van Alst.
Good hard one then for a called strike. Every third or fourth one perhaps, but mostly changeups.
Well, how about the left-handed pitching from Netherlands today? You had Eva Voortman with that incredible game against Cuba.
Yeah, I think that was really the difference in the Cuba game. Cuba's lefties, Casanova, having a great tournament. 0 for 3 on the day. Tough at-bats against the lefty for the Netherlands.
Well, Jesse Van Alst has already surpassed her last performance in this tournament.
Tries to check her swing. They'll ask for help. And she went around, says our third base umpire. 2 strikeouts in a row, 2 in the inning. 6 on the night for Jesse Van Alst. So we close out that 4th inning. Score still 2-0 Netherlands. Top of the 5th inning as we turn the corner past the halfway mark in this game. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Netherlands. That's Brenda Beers, Danette Oosting, and Maxime Von Dalen. Beers walked in the first, scored the second of the 2 runs in the first. First 2 batters in the game scored. That's all the scoring we've had thus far. Beers grounded to second in her last at-bat. Both of those coming against the starter, Chayanon.
What a pickup it has been for Netherlands to have Beers back in the lineup today.
Bunt is down, but it's going to go foul.
She started in center field against Cuba earlier today and tripled home a run and then scored on a sac fly, and that was the entirety of the Netherlands offense in a 2-1 win. And then right away, as you mentioned, she scored here in the first inning. And so far the pitching has shut everything else down.
Swing and a miss late on that one. Good psychological lift for the Netherlands too. You lose a player of her caliber and then she's back in the lineup for the key games on playoff Saturday. Foul tip almost in the glove of Ren Min, but she makes contact.
And when we started this tournament, everybody favored Puerto Rico and Netherlands as the 2 top teams. And if indeed that's how it ends up, it will not have been a smooth ride for either of those teams.
Swing and a miss, and in for a strike. Down goes Brenda Beers.
But still obviously a lot of game left in this one. And China, they have shown themselves to be a formidable team.
You know, it's funny, we talked about the rankings at the beginning of the week. These two teams were actually the top 2 ranked teams in the event. It was the likes of Cuba, who came in at number 28, that turned a lot of heads, made people think we'd have a different finish. That one's a little flare, run down in shallow right field. Nice job by Jiaxin for the out.
But look how much ground she covers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps, and then a lunge. Perfectly read by Jiaxin. So 2 down for Maxime van Dalen.
Van Dalen 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. With those coming against the starter. She was the last batter to face the starter, Chayanon. In for a call, strike down around the knees, low end of the strike zone for Wang Lang.
I think that was that backdoor cutter or slider, or whatever you want to call it. Started outside and then came back over the plate.
Tries to check her swing, but it's in for a called strike. Called or swinging doesn't matter. The count at 1-2.
Wang Lan yet to give up a run in this tournament. Let's see why. Really tough stuff coming out of her end.
Downstairs for a ball. Good location for a 1-2 pitch. 2-2 now.
Tried the drop on that one, and it wasn't quite close enough to get Van Dalen to take the bat off her shoulders.
Lace to left field. That's going to be over the head of left fielder Yan Siu. Going around first, on her way to second. She'll hold with a stand-up double. Maxime van Dalen.
Maxime van Dalen showing why she's been one of the top offensive performers for Netherlands. That is her second double to go along with a home run in this tournament. She now has 7 hits, as she also singled earlier. And it looks like a flag fell onto the field. Something fell onto the field, and so the center fielder Hu Xiaoyan goes over to get it. That's what time had been called for. Well, another 2-out opportunity for Netherlands.
Here's Jessie Van Alt. She owns the 2 RBIs in this game, driving in 2 on a triple down the right field line back in the first inning.
Well, she's single-handedly playing well on both sides of the ball.
Van Alt's second at-bat against Wang Lang. She was the first batter to face Lan, who pitched out of trouble in that third inning, leaving a couple.
Yeah, she hit that oddball double play ball that we saw.
Hard one on the outside edge for a called strike.
You can hear the intensity starting to ramp up among the fans.
In for a called strike right down the heart of Main Street with that one.
Well, Wang Lan, she lives on those corners, and doesn't look like there's a whole lot of straight direction coming out of her pitches. Everything moves a little bit.
Swing and a miss. That one away from the lefty Van Alt. So the side retired, and Van Dalen stranded at second. For the Netherlands in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We played 4.5. We'll be back with more of Game 19 from the Women's Softball World Cup in Spain. Home half of the fifth inning for China. Big inning. They'll have their 7, 8, 9 trying to set the table for the rest of the order. It'll be Wang Bei to start things off, then Dong Suchua and He Xiaoyan in the 9 spot. Bei just one at-bat in the game, grounded to second last time up. Tries to stay back on the changeup, gets just a piece of it.
So far, they have not figured out the offerings from Jessie van Alst. She's been throwing pretty much everything except the kitchen sink up there. Off speed, more off speed, and then more off speed, and then every once in a while she'll pump one in there. And it's been very effective.
There's the hard one.
That one off the plate away, but the Netherlands fans didn't think so.
Most pitchers using the change just to show it now and then, and Van Alst the opposite, just using the hard one once in a while. There's the change again, in the hands. Bei not able to do much with it.
But that's indicative of the approach that they're taking. It was a changeup, and yet it was slapped to the opposite field. And so Bei just trying to slow the bat down and put it in play.
You see Bei starting to show bunt, but swings late at that offering. So the count 1-2. Hard one down the left field line. Foul. China was the only undefeated team to make it to day 5. 4 came in 4-0. They've dropped a couple now. Cuba managing to beat them, and a tough loss to Puerto Rico.
And it's really been all about the outstanding pitching we've seen.
Change up again, lays back just enough to make contact. Who has the bigger smile on her face, Wang Bei or Jessie van Alst? It's like a little game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, she's just trying to play Pepper with the third basewoman, Danette Oosting, who is guarding the line.
Ground ball up the middle. Von Gerp ranges way over to her right, sliding in at first base, but out is Wang Bei.
Now she went in with that head first slide. I guess the jury is out as to whether that actually helps you get there sooner or not, but that was a good play from Van Gerp. She had to shuffle to her right, and she still positioned her body straight to the ball so that she could get off a good throw to first. A lot of times people will have to backhand that one and throw to first with your momentum carrying you to the outfield. But Van Gerp actually set her body. And right now there's time called. And I think we're going to have a pinch hitter. This is Liu Xiaoming.
So Liu Xiaoming batting in the 8th spot will hit for Dong Suchua.
Liu Xiaoming is 1 for 2. Excuse me, she's 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored.
Shows bunt, pulls back, and it's downstairs, taken for a ball.
So we'll see if Dong Suchuan continues to go out there to right field. I imagine that will probably be the case. But Tang Chengdong electing to send Liu Xiaoming up there.
In for a called strike, and a little bit harder one from Van Alst.
Van Alst going back to that rosin behind the pitcher's circle. Corners are way up.
Beers in center, shaded over a little bit towards left field, so the biggest gap in right center. Little slow roller up along the bag, captured by Von Dahlen. She'll tag out the pinch hitter for the out. 3 unassisted.
Well, a couple of little ground balls as they've been trying to slap the ball, and it just has not been working. Jessie Von Alst changing speeds masterfully, avoiding solid contact, and it's been really tough to get a ball through that infield. And look at how close Oosting and Van Dahlen are. They're closer than Van Alst is.
Here's Hu Xiaoyan. Strikeout victim back in the third. 6 in the game thus far by Van Alst. There's the hard one, just missing off the plate.
When you think of the contrast in styles, Jessie Van Alst in this game and Eva Voortman in the first game, Voortman is coming at you with fire and all sorts of energy, and she's leaping and yelling and throwing really hard. And Jessie Van Alst, nice and relaxed, little rock kick and a jump and floater that goes in there, and she kind of lulls you to sleep, and you get all comfortable, and it's, you know, it's a comfortable over 4, as you say.
Floater comes in 1-2 now. Can't recall so many good lefties I've seen in any tournament, for that matter. Lots of them in this one. Swing and a miss, a little bit harder. Down on strikes goes Xia Yua, or He Xiaoyan. 7 strikeouts in the game. There you see it, just couldn't hold up. We played 5, still 2-0 Netherlands. We'll be back with more from Valencia, Spain. Top half of the 6th inning as we head down the stretch. Netherlands would dearly like to add another. The only scoring in this one, those 2 runs way back in the first inning. First 2 batters in the game, Britt Vonk and Brenda Beers reaching base. Driven home by pitcher Jessie Van Alst on the triple. That's the only scoring we've had all day.
Jessie Van Alst so far got to be the player of the game with that 2-run double, and then so far 5 shutout innings against a tough offensive team.
Van der Zanden lifts one into shallow right field, and a running diving catch by Dong Soot-Shua. Soot-Shua lifted for a pinch hitter last inning, back in defensively, and there shows why.
She got a great jump, and the ball maybe spinning a little bit to her left, but she was able to corral it just before it hit the turf. Excellent play by Dong Soot-Shua.
Here's Laura Vissink. Vissink 2 strikeouts on the night. 1 to the starter and 1 to Wong Lan. Waits on the changeup, hits it down to first base. Steps on the bag, does Lee Joshi for the out. Looked like a changeup. You'll see on the replay, kind of a little hitch. Waits just couldn't hold up and didn't get all of it.
Vissink didn't bother even throwing the bat away. She knew she was headed for the dugout after that one. That's kind of a frustrating at bat. You're all geared up to face the power of Wong Lan, and then you get that little lollipop.
Here's Suka von Gerp. All she's done today is 2 for 2. An infield single to short, an infield single to first. It's been 3 hits in that 8-9 part of the batting order. Some good at-bats on the part of Von Gerp and Demisha Charles, who's waiting on deck. Lays off the changeup.
Well, Netherlands, they have just been playing intense ball from the first pitch this morning until now. They have not had any easy innings. It's always been tense. It's been close.
Von Gerp really dialed in at the plate, takes a swing and fouls that one straight back.
She had that one timed. That was one of the better cuts we've seen her take. And Wong Lan goes back to the rosin.
Wong Bay at third base, taking a peek to see the sign, then scampers back over to third. Von Gerp hits that one down the line, but it'll be foul.
Little excuse me swing, able to fight off that pitch that breaks from right to left. Little slider.
Not unlike the one that Vissink hit, although that was a bit more of a changeup. But working the outside edge is Lan. Here's 2-2 pitch. Swinging late, fouled out of play.
Boy, I think Lan got away with one there. That was a hanging breaking ball of some kind, and Von Gerp had it nearly timed up. That was right in the wheelhouse.
Swinging a foul tip, just missing a little bit late on that one. The hard stuff from Wong Lan.
Von Gerp doing something similar to what Charles did in her last at bat. She fouled off a number of pitches. A couple of off speeds, a couple of hard ones. Hanging in tough.
In for a call, strike 3. Froze her on with a pitch on the outside edge of the plate. So a pretty good at bat by Von Gerp, but Wong Lan wins the battle. 3 up and down for the Netherlands in the 6th. No runs, no hits, and we are still at a 2-0 lead for the Netherlands, heading down the home stretch early, getting late for China. We'll be back with the rest of this one right after this.
Please ask about me for your personal belongings. Again, I have your attention, please. Ian Moon, please ask about me for your personal belongings. Por favor, Ian Moon, pregunta a un voluntario por tus pertenencias personales. Gracias.
Home half of the 6th inning for China. Puerto Rico already punched their ticket to the finals. These two teams battling for the second one. For some reason, hear the song by Eddie Money, 2 Tickets to Paradise. That's the way Italy will be next year. USA and Australia already in. Puerto Rico from Group B. One of these 2 teams, and then 2 from the group in Italy. They are underway in Group C. The last 6 teams. We're on the final day, final game. 6th inning action. Top of the order for China, Xia Yua, Li Jiaxi, and Xu Jia.
Jessie Van Alst has been in command from pitch number 1. She has only allowed that triple in the 2nd inning and then a single in the 3rd, but so far no runs.
That single was hit by Xia Yua, who is at the plate right now.
Looking back at the Netherlands week, they started off shakily, losing 4-3 to Cuba, and then they lost 5-4 to China. I mean, a couple of tough one-run losses. And then they eked out a 3-2 win versus a tough Spain team. And then they lost to Puerto Rico 6-1, so they've really been punching up the entire time. They beat South Africa 11-1.
It was their doubleheader day. They won 2 on the day they had to play 2. I think that really turned them around, got them rolling. But they have managed to stay in almost every game, almost all of them, of the one-run variety. Tough team to put away. Little change floats in for a ball, and Xia Yua aboard with a leadoff walk.
Jessie van Alst trying to work her way through the 6th inning, but it's not going to be easy with the top of this order. Only 2 hits down. That's the 2nd walk that van Alst has issued.
In the 3rd inning, she gave up the hit, then the walk, so 2 runners aboard, but managed to get the final out of that inning as the rally started with 2 outs. Floats that one in off the plate outside.
Now you can start to hear the Netherlands fans. It's that part of the game where everybody's going to have an opinion about every pitch, and such a close game.
That one's in, a hard one for a called strike right at the knees. Great location by Van Alst.
China has had few opportunities in this game.
Change up, couldn't hold back, just a foul tip piece of it.
And when you look at China for their part, they came out clicking on all cylinders. They beat Puerto Rico 2-0, Spain 8-0, South Africa 10-0, and then they've lost to Cuba 2-1 and Puerto Rico 2-1. And they're down 2-0 here. It's kind of a tale of 2 seasons,
cities.
Really.
Or cities.
Yeah.
One in which they win, the other struggling a little bit, but this one's going to come right down to the wire, it appears. Middle infielders for the Netherlands, a little chatter back and forth, talking about what might be done. Throw down or a possible double play. That one's lifted, a little flare down the left field line. Coming on, can't get to it. Demisha Charles. She keeps the ball in front of her, but Xia Yua down to second base. Leah Joshi to first on the single.
Little slicing fly ball, and Charles, you know, that is eerily similar to what happened to Leah Nellis Zayas of Cuba, except Charles able to keep that ball in front of her. And suddenly now China with the tying runs aboard, and here you have Xu Jia, except we're going to get a pinch hitter. This is Zhang Xinyue, the only right-handed bat in this lineup. And so Jessie van Alst, for the first time, is going to face a right-handed hitter.
So Xia Yua at second base. Lee Joshi representing the potential tying run. And still nobody out.
Xu Jia had been 0 for 2, and Zhang Xinyue, now the hitter.
Off the plate outside. Toughest inning so far for Jessie van Alst.
Xinyue is 0 for 2 in tournament play. Now the big jam now for Jessie van Alst.
Hit on to shallow center field, coming on to make the catch, and a quick throw to second base, and out on the throw. Double play turn by the Netherlands. Huge out. Xia Yua just getting too far off the bag. Watch the replay.
Oh, you could see right away Britt Vonk was saying, throw it to second, throw it to second. And that ball was fired to second base. Xia Yua deciding not to go in with a slide, and she is pumped out. And boy, what a huge play that is.
So the situation for China, they had 2 on, nobody out. A double play turn, now just a runner at first. And a big lift for the Netherlands.
And I think what's happening now is the coaches are asking, well, there's a rotation when this base umpire goes out to the outfield. It's the third base umpire's job to make the call at second base. That's exactly what happened. And I think that they're questioning the rotation of the umpires, but Ayaka Sasajima is explaining very clearly how things work. And it looked to the naked eye like she was out at second base anyway. So a close play, but a huge base running error, quite honestly. There's no way you can get doubled off on second base on a fly ball to center field. Even if the ball drops in, she wouldn't have been able to come around and score. So Shia Yua is doubled off second base.
And a shallow fly ball to boot, way too close. Here's Ren Min, though. Won't get any easier. Swing and a miss on a changeup way out in front.
And Min still a very dangerous person. Jessie van Alst needs to maintain her concentration if she wants to get through this inning. Obviously, Netherlands knows that. They saw Min hit a home run off of their ace, Eva Voortman. Another tense ball game here.
Ball stays up high. It just changes the whole situation, though. Instead of having runners at first and second, Ren Min with a chance to get them close. Now just the one runner at first base and 2 out.
Min 0 for 2 in this game against Jessie van Alst.
2 ground outs, back to the pitcher and back to second base. Change up, just missing outside.
This inning, she's just barely missed nipping the corner with that pitch. That's what got her into trouble when she walked Yue.
Floats that one in just off the plate. So it falls behind 3-1 now. Shi Jiaxin would be next. The 3-1 pitch is off the plate outside, and Van Alst has walked 2 in the inning.
Not through the woods yet.
So it's Li Jiaxi at second base. Ren Min at the moment at first base, but looks like Ren Min will give way to a runner on the 2-out catcher rule. That would be the last out.
That's right. Zhang Xinyue. Yep, Zhang Xinyue, who pinch hit for Xu Jia. So Xinyue is pinch running for Ren Min. Well, temporary runner. Jessie van Alst has done her job. And Lisa Hopp is going to come in. That means Van Alst stays in the lineup as a hitter, because Lisa Hopp's name was on the lineup card as the starting pitcher, and then Jessie van Alst as the DP, able to just rotate into that spot.
So a pitching change. We'll be back in just a moment after those warm-up tosses are taken. Setting the situation again, 2 runners aboard for China. China trailing 2-0 and 2 out in the inning. We'll be right back. So Jessie van Alst gives way to Lisa Hopp. 2 runners aboard belong to Jessie Van Alst. Netherlands trying to get the final out of the 6th inning and hold on to that 2-0 lead they have at the moment. The batter, Jiashine. Jiashine had that triple against Van Alst back in the 2nd. A 1-out triple, but stranded when Van Alst got a strikeout and a ground out to end the inning. Big spot for Lisa Hopp. Ball off the plate outside.
Lisa Hopp, another excellent changeup from the right side. She has thrown against Puerto Rico and Spain in this tournament, a total of 5 1/3 innings. 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Bounces that one in the dirt. Visick doing a good job of keeping it in front of her.
And that's going to be the big question. Can she throw strikes? China, a very patient team.
Yon Siu would be next. That one's in for a called strike, so Hopp comes in with the first strike. 2-1 is the count. Brenda Beers in center field, shaded a little bit towards left, but Cindy Vander Zanden also shaded towards center. So the gap is down the line. Swing and a miss on a drop ball as the bottom falls out of that one. Great pitch from Lisa Hopp.
That had good velocity on it too. That's probably the hardest pitch she threw in the sequence so far. And 1 strike away from getting through this inning for Netherlands.
2 on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch from Lisa Hopp. In for a called strike 3 as she freezes Jiashine. And the Netherlands are out of trouble in the 6th. Lisa Hopp coming off to some high fives. There's the replay. This Laura Visick just framing that one on the outside edge for China in the inning. No runs a hit. They strand a pair. And we'll head to the top half of the 7th inning. Final inning perhaps from Valencia, Spain. You're watching the 17th Women's World Cup Softball. So China close to catching the Netherlands last inning, but unable to push the runners across. The big play, the double play fly ball. The runner caught off the bag. That helped the Netherlands out of that inning. They're going to see if they can't add an insurance run here. 9-1-2 in their 7th inning. That's Demisha Charles. She had a good at bat last time. Lifts that one shallow left field. It'll be caught by Yon Siu for the first out.
But Wang Lan, since she came in, has allowed 2 singles, a double, but no runs. And she has given China length, coming in relief of Shai Yinan.
Here's Britt Vonk. She is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled and scored in that 2-run first.
This week has been a sea of pitchers' duels, and it's fitting that we have one here in the final game of the tournament.
Good bunt down by Vonk. Quick up with it is Wang Bei, and a great play by the third baseman for China, just in time to get Vonk.
Yeah, that was extremely close. It was a great bunt. You see how quickly she's getting down the line? Bang, bang. It does not get much closer than that. And there's the second out.
Here's Brenda Beers. Beers walked and scored the 2nd run. Grounded to second and a strikeout victim last time. The last at bat, the strikeout was with Wong Lang pitching. Good hard one in for a called strike on Beers. Danette Oosting will be next. Way up in the box now is Beers. Taken for a ball.
Renmin setting up off the plate outside. That pitch was right to the glove, but the target was already probably a foot to the right of the strike zone. That's on purpose.
Beers up on the bat an inch or so, way up in the batter's box, just trying to make some contact. Lays off the ball outside. So a good at bat thus far for Beers, sizing up Wong Lan. Liner to left field, just over the outstretched arms of Shia Yua. It's short, just going the other way with it. Good piece of hitting by Brenda Beers. Watch the replay.
But what a comeback for Brenda Beers. It looked like she might be lost for the tournament a couple of days ago. And suddenly she's better, and she's been contributing in every possible way. And without her, one could see a world in which Netherlands is not even playing in this game, much less holding the lead.
Here's Danette Oosting. Oosting a single and a sacrifice in the game. One-0 pitch taken in for a called strike.
Oosting has been one of the cogs in the offensive machine for Netherlands, hitting that home run.
That one down the middle for a strike.
Netherlands as a team came into this game hitting .273. They had drawn 19 walks and scored 24 runs in their previous 6 games.
1-2 pitch to Oosting, just outside. So the count at 2-2. Beers on first, looking across the diamond to her coach. A little slow roller out in front of the pitcher. Flips over to first for the out, and the side retired. For the Netherlands in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the home half of the 7th inning, down the stretch, 2-0 Netherlands. Last call for China. We'll be right back. Home half of the 7th inning. Last inning, perhaps, in this game 19. We started the week with 6 teams, now down to the final couple. Puerto Rico is already in. And by that I mean they have a ticket punch to the finals in Italy next year in July. One of these two teams will join them. Netherlands on top 2-0. Those 2 runs scored way back in the first inning. It'll be 6-7-8 for China.
And what a performance by Jessie van Alst. 5 2/3 innings, allowing no runs on 3 hits, 3 walks. And she was phenomenal, and also knocking in the 2 runs of the game with the bat. Lisa Hopp trying to finish this thing out.
Well, it was 2 of those walks in the last inning that almost got her in trouble, but the pitcher in the circle right now, Lisa Hopp, came in and got a big out, got her out of that jam. So it's Yan Siu at the plate, Wang Bei to follow, and Dong Sutshua.
Another good pitch from Lisa Hopp.
Yan Siu, 2 strikeouts in the game, but both of those came against Van Alst. Right now in a hole 1-2. Just off the plate outside, good location for a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, Jessie van Alst with 8 strikeouts in the game. She was masterful with that off-speed stuff, handling this entirely left-handed hitting Chinese lineup.
Ball stays upstairs, taken.
You know they will try to wreak havoc if they can get a base runner. Yan Siu, Wang Bei, Dong Tzuxuan, Hu Xiaoyan, they've all been tough outs.
So Yan Siu stretching out the at-bat. It's a 3-2 count. Hard grounder to second. Von Gerp over to first, and a nice glove pick by Maxime Van Dalen to hang on that throw. A little bit high. Watch the replay.
Yeah, that almost sailed on Suka van Gerp, and a good stretch by the left-handed Van Dalen. It's a good thing she's left-handed. She could reach out and pick that one down. That's a big first out. Netherlands trying to somehow come all the way back. There was a chance they might not have even qualified as the top 4, and they've clawed their way all the way back, and they're so close.
Here's Wang Bei, laced to center field, clean single, her first of the day.
And why should it be easy? There have been no easy innings in either of the 2 games that Netherlands has played today. China has fought hard.
There you see the replay, right to the center fielder, right through the gap up the middle. And it's Dong Sutshua, lifted for a pinch hitter last time, but reinserted. Way out in front of the changeup, a good one from Lisa Hopp.
Tsushua that time being way more aggressive. You know, in the past couple innings against Jessie van Alst, we saw the approach from the hitters at the bottom of the order was to try to poke that ball to the left side. That time Tsuchuan with a bigger swing. She represents the tying run.
In for a called strike. Good hard one for Lisa Hopp.
I think she's pumped up. Did you see that reaction?
I sure did. Reaching back for a little extra velocity now, ahead 0-2. 1 on and 1 out with a 2-run lead. Little changeup, a little flare going back is Von Gerp, and catches it going away into shallow center field. 2 outs. Changeup, and she stayed back a little, just didn't get all the contact. Von Gerp, a nice catch on that one. So it'll be up to He Xiaoyan. 2 strikeouts for He Xiaoyan. Those both came against starter Jessie van Alst, so her first time facing Lisa Hopp. One out more needed for the Netherlands. In for a called strike.
Netherlands trying to avenge that 5-4 loss at the hands of China back on Wednesday.
Oh, and 1. Strike 2 called. The Netherlands 1 strike away from punching their ticket to the finals in July 2024. Lisa Hopp in the circle, looks in for the sign. Laura Vissink drops it down. She's ready. The 0-2 pitch. Downstairs for a ball. Turn up the dial a little higher for the tension here in the ballpark. Wong Bei still over at first base. So the batter at the plate, He Xiaoyan, representing the potential tying run. But it's a 1-2 count for Hopp. Just off the plate outside, 2-2. Very close pitch for Hopp. She steps back off the plate, then back on. 2-2, 2 out. Change up, hit over the, almost over the dugout. Way out in front of that was He Xiaoyan. Not a pitch she could afford to take. Defense for the Netherlands straight away. Oosting and Vonk on the left side. Van Gerp and Van Dalen on the right side. It's Hopp's pitch. A little slow roller out in front of the plate. They're going to let it go foul. Vissink chasing the ball down the line, saying, let it go, let it go.
All the Dutch fans in the stands who are on their feet going to have to refill their drinks after that one. There might have been some spillage.
Misha Charles in left, Brenda Beers in center, Cindy Vanders in and over and right. The game right now with Lisa Hopp and her catcher Laura Vissink. Down in the dirt, a ball. So Vissink rubs up the ball, throws it back to her pitcher. It'll be a 3-2 count now. Xia Yua, the leadoff hitter, on deck. If He Xiaoyan can reach. 3-2 pitch. Downstairs for a ball. So the tying run goes down to first base, still 2 outs. It'll be up to Xia Yua for China. She has reached twice in the game, struck out in the first, singled in the third, and walked in the fifth.
You didn't think we'd be able to make it through this game without the tying runs making it to base, did you? That wouldn't be fitting for this tournament.
Hard one down the left field line, goes foul. Out of play, out of our view. So an 0-1 count.
Well, that will make a few hearts skip a beat in the Netherlands. A line drive like that. It is a strike, but it's a long and scary one.
Two on, 2 out, 2-0 Netherlands. Xia Yua at the plate. Lays off the high one. Looked like she took a little bit off of that one. One and one count now. Grounder, a hard one, foul off the front of the dugout. So making some contact up there is Xia Yua. Just a bit late on the swing. And once again, Lisa Hopp 1 strike away from punching the ticket for the Netherlands.
Yua would love to atone for that base running error. This would be a big spot.
Hopp touches up the rosin bag, then steps onto the pitching plate. She's ready. The 1-2 pitch. Change up and a beauty. Freezes Xia Yua. Strike 3 called, and the Netherlands have punched their ticket to the finals. They'll be in Italy next July 2024. They have come all the way back. They started out 0-2 in the tournament. Had a doubleheader day where they won 2 to get even, and they have been battling ever since. Came out here on the final day, won 2 big games. First over Cuba, and now knocking off China. So the Netherlands grabbing that second ticket. They'll join Puerto Rico from Group B here in Valencia, Spain. You have seen the final out in this tournament. Tim?
All I can say is what a fantastic comeback by the Netherlands. And when you think before the tournament started, everybody favored Puerto Rico and Netherlands. And yes, that's how it ended up. But boy, after play had started, China was so strong. They seemed invincible. Cuba played incredibly well. We have all these amazing stories. Yilian Tornes throwing her team on her back. Eva Voortman with that gutsy performance earlier today. And then now in the final game, after Netherlands eking their way into 4th place, they somehow beat Cuba 2-1 this morning. And then they've beaten China 2-0 here. Jessie van Alst and Lisa Hopp. What a combination and what a conclusion to this tournament.
A very resilient Netherlands team. They weren't the team that people were talking about during the week. There were 3 teams that went 3-1. Cuba, Puerto Rico, and China. They came into the day with a 2-3 record, but look how they finish up there on your screen. You see the final bracket, and where it says finalists, those are teams with a ticket punched. Puerto Rico and now the Netherlands. So the number 4 ranked Puerto Rico will advance to the finals next year, and they will be joined by a very happy group from the Netherlands down on the field. You've been watching Group B games for the 17th Women's Softball World Cup. There's more action going on in Italy, but the focus right here in Valencia, Spain, on the Netherlands, and a very happy group of fans off in the distance in the bleachers you see on the screen, filling those bleachers with the distinctive orange shirts. You tip your cap to the Netherlands. We're going to close up shop and let you enjoy the final moments here. I'm Jim Flanagan. I've been here all week with my broadcast colleague, Tim Collins. Tim, it's been a pleasure, and I thank you for everything you did for the broadcast program. Hope to see and find you down the road shortly.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. I'm very excited to have had the opportunity to work with you and take part in this amazing event. And
Tim, a musician, for those of you that don't know, we'll ask you to maybe bring your instruments along. You play the, tell me again,
I play the vibraphone.
Vibraphone.
Yes, yeah, you can look me up.
Find him on YouTube playing in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So hopefully he'll pack some of the instruments next time. We'll have a little music session here in the booth, but there on the field before we get away, it says ticket punched, and that's exactly what's happened. Brenda Vonk, the captain and the leader of this team, and everyone on hand. So that's all the action we have here for you in Valencia, Spain. It has been a pleasure. From Campo Municipal in the beautiful Turia River Garden, we will say so long and look forward to seeing you on another broadcast in the future. A quick thanks to Evie Craig, who also did some of the broadcasting earlier today, and we thank her and Valentina, our host of the broadcast program, for looking after us all week long. We'll see you later. So long.
Segunda base, Suga Mahmoud. Al 42, Chai Jinan. Presenta en el cajón de bateo la líder. Turno para la primera base con el dorsal 8.